you just joined us on the System After Dark, this is a homegrown number courtesy of E3 and Cracker. Bulla, how's it going? I'm D, your host on the System After Dark, right here on Today FM. Today's hit music. You can catch me weeknights at 7 p.m. That's from Monday to Friday, only on the home of Today's hit music. And don't forget, that's D with you every weeknight on the System After Dark. Even got that homebrew flowing.
Two men killed in separate road accidents. Ministry to identify school zoning policy loopholes. And Fiji recommits to Healthy Islands vision. Good evening, I'm Akosita Tale and this is FBC News. An Asino family is tonight mourning the loss of their son and brother following a road accident in Suva this morning. 25-year-old Kritesh Kumar, who was going to graduate from Fiji National University next week, died when his car hit an electric pole. Savera Tambua has the story.
This crash around 8:30 this morning caused a traffic jam on Ratumara Road in Nambua. And our witness says he was on a bus on his way to Nosori when he heard a loud crash.
I got
off the Necesse bus when we stopped at Korvulvula's residence. I ran to the scene and the two soldiers who were on duty also came, and we tried to pull the car backwards so that we can take out the body because his side was badly damaged.
Kritesh Kumar left his home in Asino to help his father at the family car wash business in Flagstaff.
We cannot really say anything or comment on the cause of the accident. We will be probably conducting a post-mortem tomorrow on the deceased and the vehicle inspectors, officers from the Land Transport Authority to come and also check on the vehicle, all to just to try and determine the cause of the accident.
At Kumar's home in Piling Road in Asino, his family members were in a state of shock. Extended family members began arriving to console the family and help in whatever way they can. Kritesh is the youngest of the two children. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
In another accident this morning, a pedestrian died when he was hit by a taxi in Nausori. Police are trying to identify the victim, who is believed to be in his 50s. He was wearing a pair of green track pants, green collared t-shirt, and was carrying a radio in his hand. A taxi allegedly veered off the road opposite Nausori Primary School and hit the pedestrian. Police have taken the driver in custody and are also appealing for information that would help identify the victim. The Education Ministry will revisit its school zoning policy to identify loopholes. The ministry has acknowledged that the policy has not fully achieved its purpose. Ritika Pratap reports.
Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy has clarified that the school zoning policy has not failed and will remain in place.
No, the zoning policy stays, but what we want to see is that what are some of the factors contributing to breach of the policy. And therefore deal with those factors.
The policy has been in place since 2011. However, it has been found that in some cases it has not been complied with.
So sometimes school management and school principals or head teachers go overboard in attracting students from other zones so that they can get more grant. So that may be an issue on the formula of grant. So that is something that we want to look at this time around as well, whether the grant formula is also contributing to breach of the zoning policy.
Government grants are given to schools based on the number of students, and Dr. Reddy claims this could be a factor resulting into the breach of the policy.
Any policy, there will be some breaches. We need to identify those breaches and ensure that the breaches don't arise again. So the policy is there in force, and most of the schools are complying, but there are cases where schools sometimes are found to be in breach, and we're dealing with that.
School zoning is boundaries for schools at different levels, indicating students' residences that are located 2 kilometers away from the school. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
The 11th Pacific Health Ministers meeting has adopted the 2015 Yanuda Island Declaration, recommitting to its 20-year-old Healthy Islands vision. At the conclusion of the three-day meeting, health leaders have agreed to unanimously work towards making the Pacific a healthier place. Christopher Chan reports.
20 years on, and although the Pacific has made progress in some areas, the health sector continues to face mounting challenges.
Things that we need to understand is that the next 20 years or the next 30 years is not going to be the same as the last 20 years. I think things are going to get even more complicated. We have more people, we have an older population, and we don't necessarily have the resources and the funding that we need.
In the meeting, leaders have made 5 pledges which are part of the outcomes.
One of the comments that was made in the declaration today, that we've confirmed, they emphasize that business as usual is no longer applicable, that we really need to step it up. We really need to look at some new things that we need to do. So in a nutshell, there has been progress, but we need to accelerate that progress.
They have also stressed that factors outside the health sector is also having an impact.
And also, we have also climate change impact. Everybody in islanders already have this big cyclone and typhoon. I think we have to be prepared and respond adequately.
Health leaders hope they will be able to keep their people well and prevent diseases in their countries. The next meeting will be held in Cook Islands in 2 years' time. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Government has emphasized the need for nutritious meal to be provided for students while attending school. Year 1 students attending primary schools in the Central Lao Group have received their free milk and a Weet-Bix this week. Savera Tambua has more.
Healthy food makes healthy mind. That was the message delivered to children and their teachers at Vikumbia Primary School in the Lao Group by the Commissioner Eastern. Luke Moribalu delivered free milk and Weet-Bix to Year 1 students at the school under the government's free milk program.
Is the first village in the group to have received the milk for Year 1 students. It will continue till Term 2, and students will have their share every morning. This is part of government's aim in promoting good education for students.
72-year-old Emosi Tikoale says he is surprised by the government's initiative.
This is the first time for me to come across this kind of development where students are given free milk and also development for elderly people.
A guardian of a child is also grateful.
I look after this Year 1 boy whose mom left him, and I thank government for providing such initiative that some children can benefit from.
Moribalu is leading a government delegation that is visiting islands in the Central Lao Group. The team is also providing other services like registration of births and tax identification numbers. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
Still to come, new cogeneration plant for Lambasa Mill.
FM number 2 na sir na ngona nin den manda kay Central Rental sa pagka na rusuno ko minichi me ba na koloko ni sabola
Oya wa wati soni dalai.
Gonga e mo sidon
Na makikirao mena tolu kene bitu. Ena via kabi moliti kene borombuka.
Goria na lali ne kabi Bula FM number 2 na sir.
My name is Luca. I live on the second floor.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. I hope you're having fun so far. You're listening to The Ride, and I'm Kara, taking you through your afternoon. Stay with me to listen to more awesome classics right here on The Ride. Bulabinaka, for awesome sounds in the afternoon. Wonderful, wonderful classics. Join me on The Ride every weekday right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits from 2 to 7.
Just don't ask me what it was. I think it's 'cause.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has acknowledged the support of Fiji First supporters and urged them to carry on their work as if in election mode. Bainimarama joined members of his government and supporters at a Thanksgiving celebration in Asinu last night. The Fiji Sun reports Bainimarama told the gathering they must never forget that while the Fijian people have given them their trust, they need to work hard as they can keep with it. He reminded them that it is very easy to start taking people for granted and they are not going to fall into that trap. Government ministers and parliamentarians took time to talk to their supporters. The Fiji First government has been in office for 7 months. The Ministry of Health will be consulting those on the front line of healthcare like nurses and doctors to address recurring problems in the sector. This assurance was given by the Health Minister Chone Usamate at the 58th Annual General Meeting of the Fiji Nurses Association in Suva yesterday. Alan Stoltz reports.
Nurses received a timely reminder from the minister about their calling, which is more than just taking care of people.
To develop good policy in any organization, we need to have those who are part of the system involved. Involvement of nurses in policy setting is absolutely critical. Absolutely critical. That is also a key part of being a force for change, to be involved in the policy process. I have asked the policy setting framework in the ministry to be strengthened and to ensure that it is inclusive.
Usamate said the regional health ministers meeting that was held in Singatoka last week discussed the high prevalence of diabetes in Fiji. He says this is unacceptable and there has to be improvements to the systems that are already in place.
I have noted the delays that take place in HR-related areas. A lot of these things are system and process-related, and I directed that there be an emphasis on improving processes across the whole ministry.
Usamate encouraged the nurses to rekindle their passion for serving people and keep in mind that by helping government create better policies, it would not only benefit them and their children, but the future generation of Fijians. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
The Fiji Sugar Corporation will soon commission a new cogeneration plant at the Lambasa Mill. The cogeneration program is part of FBC's efforts to expand its revenue base in light of the EU preferential agreement on our sugar price ending in 2 years' time. Eleanor Turangevi reports.
Work is underway on the construction of the new facility, which will use bagasse to produce electricity to export into the Fiji Electricity Authority grid.
It's something very new. It's a different technology from what we used to operate from last time. We used to operate a back pressure 10 megawatt turbine, but this is something very different.
The 10 megawatt project is financed by the Fiji Development Bank at a cost of $17 million. Under the power purchase agreement for the cogeneration project, FSC is selling the electricity to FEA at 33 cents a unit.
They use 6 to 7 megawatt in the factory, and the rest will be able to sell to the grid throughout the year. And that means a lot of money and extra revenue for FSC.
With the new plant, the Lambasa mill will produce electricity not only during the crushing season, as was the process before, but also during the off-season.
Normally what we get in a season is somewhere between over excess of $1 million. That's during the previous cogeneration that we have. And we expect that to jump up to 3 times,
The cogeneration plant will be commissioned at the start of the crushing season in mid-June. Work on a similar but much bigger plant is underway at the Rarawai mill in Rakiraki. Eleanor Turangevi, FBC News.
In our successful Fijian segment today, we follow Shane Bauer on his remarkable journey as he made his transition from an apprentice in a boat building company to becoming the country's only artist who uses metal to make sculptures. Ritika Pratap with his story.
This is one of the pieces Bawa is carefully designing and shaping in his workshop in Savo. His career didn't start off though as a metal artist. He studied at Suva Grammar School, then became an apprentice in a boat building company in Suva.
In 1990, and then rented a workshop in Wailanda and started off making rattan furniture and gift items, as like candelabras, etc. Then a metal artist came to Fiji teaching sculptures, teaching people how to make sculptures at USP. And I ended up going and having a class with this lady for about a week. And she inspired me to start working artistically with metal. So I began experimenting and haven't looked back since.
Bawa has the support of his family. With financial assistance, he started up his metal art company. Bawa also gives credit to his mother for the skills he has, as she is an artist herself. His parents also help him with ideas and designs on new gates and sculptures.
Currently, I make sculptures and sell them through the art gallery in Savo, which is owned and operated by my mother, who is an artist herself. I get inquiries and orders also through Facebook, my Facebook exposure, for sculptures and gates, etc. I think I'm the only person in Fiji making artistic gates.
Bawa has only one helping hand in his workshop, who only does sanding and painting on the metal carvings. Bawa does the designs and fabrication by himself.
I work with mild steel and copper together, both purchased from local companies. Some of the material is recycled, but most of it is new.
Savo is one of country's most popular tourist destinations, and Bawa's artwork does not go unnoticed by visitors in the town.
Well, I have sculptures on sale at 4 of the larger hotels in the West, and these are purchased mainly by tourists. The sculptures here in the art gallery are purchased by tourists as well.
Bawa's gate designs and entrance signs feature at many prominent hotels and some homes as well.
Well, I'm always trying new ideas and new designs for gates, etc. I hope in the future to be able to get an overseas market for my products. Locally, if they're for my products locally.
Bawa's ambition is to further grow his business with the hope of one day hitting the overseas market. His love for art has made him successful. He now wants to show the rest of the world how good his Fijian art is. As is the name of his company, Imagination in Metal, or Shane Bawa Metal Fiji, Bawa has lived up to the expectations of his clients with his imagination and his skills reflected in his work. Kritika Pratap, FBC News.
Coming up in sports news, bar grab semi-final spot in Fiji Airways OFC Champions League. And Warden's gold side determined to do damage in local 7 scene.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. Beautiful song from the group Firehouse and When I Look Into Your Eyes. Before that, you heard from Smokey Robinson with One Heartbeat. We'll take a short break and join us in the next hour for more music from Seal. Bulavanaka. I'm DJ Tora. Join me every weekdays, 7 until midnight on the Premium Classics. Right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
छू 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 हे हे नमस्ते फीजी, आपके हर एक प्रॉब्लम की दवा लेकर मैं आ गई हूँ 9 से 12 बजे तक आपकी सहेली रेनू। छू 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 40 में 20 का दिखना है। मैं हूँ ना आपके साथ में मिर्ची एफएम पर 9 से 12 बजे तक मंडे टू फ्राइडे। मिर्ची, इट्स हॉट।
Welcome back, this is FBC Sports. The Bar football side has qualified for the semi-finals of the Fiji Airways OFC Champions League after beating ASP Ray 2-0 last night. Vodafone Fiji under 20 rep Saul Lawanga continues his impressive form by netting 2 goals to send the men in black into the final 4. Chalendo Dakadaka has more.
Ba came into the final pool match in Pool C, needing only a draw to qualify for the semi-finals. After scoring 3 goals in the previous match, young striker Solawanga was again at the forefront of Ba's success. Coach Shalen Lal credits the team's discipline as the key to their performance.
I guess we are here to play football, and the boys, they know that they have to be disciplined because we don't want to miss any of the players, any of the best players come the next game. So yes, I guess the boys have done wonderful in here because we have considered the yellow cards, but nobody's missing the semi-final. So that speaks that the boys are really disciplined.
Wanga added his second goal of the match in the 53rd minute to take his tournament tally up to 5 goals. Ba will now face a tough Team Wellington outfit in the semi-finals.
We took each game as it came, and we'll go back for these 2 days, and then we'll see how well we can prepare. And I guess we'll be looking at how the Wellington team plays, and then putting up the combination for the semi-final.
The Ba side were humble in victory as they recorded their 3rd pool match win. The squad will take a day's rest, and from tomorrow, all focus will be on the semi-final clash against Team Wellington on Tuesday. Thailand Odakadak, FBC Sports.
Ba will meet Team Wellington in the 2nd semi-final on Tuesday at the ANZ Stadium. The first semi-final will be between defending champions Auckland City and Geisha, the latter sneaking through on better points average after thumping Lupe Olesonga 8-1 yesterday. The Auckland City side defeated Emical 3-0 to keep its title defense on track. Portuguese import Joao Moreira scored a hat-trick last night for the Kiwis to reach the final 4.
White with the ball in, and it's gone straight in. It's Moreira. Straight away, centre midfield as Dordovic surges away. Moreira has a chance to atone for the earlier mistake. Cuts inside and lashes it home. So Billin now in space. Burfoot into the box. Can't quite turn, but it's a hat-trick for Moreira.
The Telecom Fijiana side has qualified for the Cup quarter-final of the Canada Sevens. The side lost to New Zealand 38-14 in the opening pool match before drawing 19-all against England. The Ana Maria-led side then defeated Spain to book a quarter-final spot against New Zealand. Fiji will take on New Zealand in the Cup quarterfinals of the Canada Sevens at 6:06 a.m. tomorrow. In other quarterfinal matches, Australia will take on Russia, USA will meet France, while host Canada will face England. The Wardens Gold side is on a mission to reclaim its status as the top guns in the local Sevens scene. The team's performance during the Fiji Bitanawaka Sevens in Nandi is proof that they are on the right track to reclaiming lost glory. Chalendo Dakadaka reports.
National Sevens extended squad member Kitione Talinga played a key role in the Wardens Gold side as they captured the Fiji Bitanawaka Sevens title. According to officials, the team's performance over the past 2 days signals a new era for the Wardens.
We've lost, always fall out in the semi-final, and to win today is a big thing, not just for me, just also for the boys. We lost out in the semi-final in Paris, so it's a big thing to start all over again, and to start with the win is very good.
Talinga and Nipi halfback Ambele Yalalatambua were included in Ben Ryan's 18-member squad to prepare for the Glasgow and London Sevens.
It means that our program is working, and we move on from there. The main thing is for the players to achieve their goals in life. If they can achieve wearing the white jersey, that's good. If they can go overseas for a contract, that's a bonus. Main thing as a coach is to groom a player individually and a team as a whole.
The Wardens' masterclass performance during the Nawaka Sevens has sure stamped the side as one of the best clubs in the country. The side promises to deliver a similar performance in upcoming tournaments as it stamps its mark in the local Sevens scene. Talent Odakadak, FBC Sports.
Ba Provincial Freebird Institute is once again the champions of Secondary Schools Rugby League after winning the Under-19 Vodafone Trophy for the second year in a row, defeating Nasinu Secondary School in the final. Nasinu Secondary School scored the opening try of the match with a runaway try down the touchline, but Ba Provincial had too much size and strength in its side to outmuscle the Nasinu pack and claw their way to a 19-8 victory at the jam-packed Gave Park in Tavua.
The mission here was to keep the tackle, and our main key was just defense. And well, we did it today. The victory against Nasinu was the most sweet victory that we ever came across in all our games.
Natambua High School overpowered Ba Provincial in the Under-17 grade final, while Ratunavula College edged Natambua High School in the Under-15 grade final. Showers were experienced over the northern part of Fiji, the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands today. Elsewhere, fine weather prevailed. A trough of low pressure lies slow moving just north of Fiji and extends southeastwards over northern Tonga, Niue and southern Cooks. Meanwhile, an easterly wind flow prevails over most Pacific Island countries. Temperatures reached a high of 31 in Lautoka and Nandi today. Savo and Suva hit 29, while there were no reports from the other centers. Occasional showers over Vanua Levu, Taveuni, Lau and Lomaiviti group, the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Elsewhere, fine apart from isolated afternoon or evening showers, isolated thunderstorms and heavy falls possible, moderate southeast winds, fresh and gusty at times, rough seas. Tuesday's outlook, some showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Elsewhere, afternoon or evening showers, isolated afternoon thunderstorms possible. And recapping our main stories, 2 people have been killed in separate road accidents in the Central Division today. The Education Ministry will relook at the school zoning policy to identify areas that have not been successful, and Fiji has joined other Pacific Island countries in recommitting to the Healthy Islands vision. Now to our poll segment, and the question this week: are the services of public service vehicle providers satisfactory? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizensize@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's our news tonight. But coming up on For the Record, Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy explains the reforms at government-run boarding schools. Bye for now.
मेरा चांद मुझे आया है नजर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। छाया है नशा मेरे आंखों पर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। रह जाए ना प्यासा मेरा प्यार, मेरे बाहों में भर दे मेरा यार, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। है दोस्तों, मैं हूं जितेन शांडिल। आप रात के बाद हमारे साथ अब रफ्तार प्रोग्राम में 3 से लेकर रात 7 के बीच शामिल हो सकते हैं। मिर्ची FM, इट्स हॉट।